Friday. Is here for the first time. Steve Smith Sr. making his maiden voyage on Get Up. We hope it'll be the first of many. And he's got a lot to say after a hearty breakfast this morning. We'll get to all the football coming up today because there is a lot. And the Win Man is up early today. Brian Windhorst got to figure out what time zone he's in after all the travel he's been doing. But we begin in the Central Time Zone and the Southern region as we go to the Spurs and the Thunder playing Game 6. San Antonio and Wemby looking to stay alive after a tough night in Game 5, getting his teammates fired. Mes amis, nous avons un gros problème. Vive la France and the Spurs. And then he would come out on fire. Look at him go, Vinny, right off the bat, setting the tone.
Fatigue? What fatigue? Threes in your face.
Look at him go, Jay. He really did come out in this first quarter to establish the tone.
14 of the Spurs' first 23 field goal attempts were from the three-point line.
And he was knocking him down left and right. Look at him. Hartenstein.
Come on.
Wembanyama, 11 points in the first quarter. With Hartenstein as his primary defender, he went 5 for 6 on the night. Spurs by 13. And then more Wemby. Look at the left hand, and he gets it to go.
Is Chet playing in this series? What? It's a fair assessment, Vinny.
We got a little more on that in a minute, but first, Carter Bryant. We've got liftoff. How about that?
They got a lot of young legs, man.
He would throw it down, Spurs up by a dozen. Next Thunder possession, you were talking about Chet. Look, and watch Vassell. Watch after this. Watch Vassell with a little shove after the play. Come on.
Chet, you got to say something back, Chet. You got to say something back.
They all hate Chet. They all hate him now.
Rough night, meanwhile, for the MVP, SGA. And with Stephon Castle on him, all these players are going to be in the third quarter. Look at the defense that Castle plays.
I mean, it's absolutely in his pocket each and every possession. The consistency and the pressure established by Vassell and Castle are incredible throughout this entire series. He's been a margin of himself.
Little poke check steal there, and then more SGA working on Castle, trying to find a spot. SGA was a minus 28 on the night. He finished with 15 points, didn't play in the fourth quarter. Meanwhile, next Spurs possession, Dylan Harper. You're talking about how they got guys they can get it from different places. Wemby fired up, and then they start to pull away, and this is critical. 5 minutes left in the third. Castle, he would score 17. It's a 13-0 run that makes it from a game to no longer a game, and what that does is it means Wembanyama is going to get to rest. Look at him blocking Holmgren there right at the end of the third. They outscore the Thunder 32-13 in the third, and as a result, Vinny, Wembanyama only has to play 28 minutes on the night. Here he is in the final moments of his performance. 28 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks. He was brilliant, and he didn't have to go all night.
That's critical because he's been averaging 38 minutes a night this entire series, and he's looked worn down. Last night he looked fresh.
Looked fresh, and we are going to a Game 7. Victor Wembanyama has been everything you could ask for in his first ever trip to the playoffs. 372 points, 176 rebounds. He is the 5th player ever with 350 and 150 in their first postseason run. And again, we got Jay and we got Vinny. We got Joe Fortenbaugh here for some of the gambling perspective. But let's start with the win man. Wendy, what is your number one takeaway on San Antonio forcing what we hope could be a magical Game 7 back in OKC?
I did not see 20-0 run in the third quarter coming, Greeny. San Antonio came out and hit 8 3-pointers in the first quarter. Talk about a way to get off to a good start in an elimination game, but the Thunder stayed with them. This was almost a one-possession game at the half. The Spurs were playing with enormous emotion. The Thunder were doing their thing where they were calm, cool, and collected, and I was thinking this was going to be a real game. That third quarter knockout punch was a jaw dropper, and you wonder what carryover effect it may have into tomorrow night.
Well, that's a huge question mark here, and we talk specifically about the MVP. Victor Wembanyama has done his part. Obviously, he's going to want to win this Game 7. He'll be devastated if they don't, but his season is a magnificent success. I mean, that's not even beginning to tell the story. For SGA, feels like there is a lot of heat on the MVP to play big tomorrow night.
I feel like it's a legacy moment for SGA in a Game 7 tomorrow night, mostly because he's been getting strapped up in this series. He's shooting 36% from the mid-range. He's shooting 26% from from the three-point line. This guy that shot over 50% during the regular season and close to 40% from the three-point line during the regular season. And we keep having these discussions about where he fits in amongst the pantheon of the greats, players that have been back-to-back MVPs, back-to-back world champions. And we start comparing him to the likes of Michael Jordan and Kobe. One of the things you're seeing with the way this game is going to be officiated, Greeny, if they call fouls on SGA, if you blow on him and he has 17 free throw attempts, OKC wins the game. But if they call it last night straight up, chances are Spurs are going to win the games because he had 3 free throw attempts last night.
And let me see, Cindy, can we put up 824 as Vinny jumps in here? SGA now 4 straight games in which he has shot no better than 40%. It's the first time that has happened with him. First 4-game streak of that sort since the 21-22 season. That includes the regular season. He never goes 4 straight games not shooting. So San Antonio has found something defensively.
Yeah, they have the bodies that they can put in front of him with length, and he's seeing the length. He's only shooting 38% from the field this series. He's an efficient ball player, and I think the one game where he had a Shea game was game 2, a must-win at home, down 1-0. I don't worry about efficiency in a Game 7. Game 7s are rock fights. Like, very rarely do you get the Charles Barkley 40-20 game that he gave Phoenix in 1993. He has to drag this team. That team last night, I don't know about you guys, I don't know about Wendy, that team didn't look like they wanted to be there. Like, you can say cool, calm, and collected. They looked lethargic last night. And they're now being pushed to a point by a team that was built to beat them. And when that case happens, your best player has to live up to his MVP billing. You don't have to be efficient, but you've got to drag out even if it's an 8 of 24 Kobe Bryant-like performance from the finals where everybody's tired, but you win the game. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has to win the game Saturday night.
Wendy.
He's in hell. He's in absolute hell. This is Stefan Castle, Victor Wembanyama hell. He's got one guy up in his jersey, one guy behind him. When Castle tires or they get him off him, they've got other tremendously strong wings to put on him. He does not have his normal supporting cast. I don't know what the Thunder are going to do about Jalen Williams. They brought him back last night off the hamstring injury. They brought him off the bench. He looked terrible. He played 10 minutes. He took one shot. He was minus 18. He was dragging that leg. He was only jumping off his right leg. I don't know what you're going to do about that. He's in hell. Now, one thing I will say, I don't know for sure, and nobody will know for sure until tomorrow, but this looks like the NBA has lined it up for Scott Foster to be the lead official. Foster was in the rotation. He wasn't the lead official last night. I expect we're going to see Scott Foster as the lead official tomorrow night. I could be wrong, but I suspect it. And Foster is a guy who we know takes control of games. I wish that officiating wasn't going to be the centerpiece here. And this is not just about whether Shai gets calls or not. It's a lot more nuanced than that. But when Shai can get to the line a little bit, it's a bit of a weapon. He didn't have that weapon last night. That could be how the game is officiated could play a major role tomorrow.
Game 5, he had 32 points. We had 17 free throw attempts. So you look at the data and you're like, oh, 32 points. So you look at how many times he went to the free throw line. That's what offsets the poor free throw shooting number, the poor shooting numbers from the field. So once again, like, if Scott Foster allows them to play, this has a chance where the Spurs could be in the World Championship. If they're calling touch fouls, tic-tac fouls, then that's where OKC can get to the World Championship.
So Joe Fortenbaugh will give us some gambling perspective, but just your take overall on what we're seeing now, how to do a Game 7.
Ping pong back and forth. First of all, it's been nothing but blowouts. Nothing but blowouts. So Game 7 as a tight matchup would be nice. To your point on the free throws, only 12 last night from Oklahoma City. 12. 95 games played this year. They've only had 5 with fewer. You kind of suspected moving to San Antonio after the Spurs had so few free throw attempts in Game 5 that would switch. Now I wonder if it ping-pongs back. Keep it in mind.
So, again, you made the mention of it already. Game 7s tend to not be artistic masterpieces.
Nope.
It's just everyone trying to survive. And, by the way, home court, can I see A26, Cindy? Home court advantage since 2017. Home teams are under 500 in Game 7s. This does not include the bubble because obviously there were no real home teams. So look at those numbers. And I don't know, this might just be a fluke. It might be the way the league has changed. Well, look, before 2017, home teams were 101 and 25. Since that time, they're under 500. You look like you're saying there's a specific reason for this, Vinny.
What was going on between 2015 and 2017? The proliferation of the three-point shot. There's no greater variance in the game than a three-point shot. Whereas the games used to be decided by free throws in Game 7s and fouls. If you get hot, or if you get really cold, that can negate whatever home court. You'd rather be on your home court in a Game 7, but it's so much more stress. Oklahoma City is going to be stressed. Remember, Game 7 against Denver last year, Michael Porter Jr. was hurt. Aaron Gordon was hurt. They survived. Game 7 in the finals last year, Tyrese Halliburton was going on a heater, and then he tore his Achilles. We don't know how they're going to play in a Game 7 where all the scales are even, and they have the pressure of being a defending champion.
So Joe is hosting First Take today, so we don't have a whole lot of time with you. So unload for me. What are the best bets as we head to Game 7?
Let's start with the total. You use the term rock fight in Game 7. Traditionally, Game 7s are a smash spot in the NBA. All right, entering this postseason, unders had hit 18 of the last 25. Problem is, the books know about that, and so do the bettors. So the sports books adjust the price. They drop it dramatically. This postseason, Game 7s, 4-0 to the over, okay? So for this one, the average total in this series, closing total over-under, 218 points. You know what it is for Game 7? 212.5. I think we come in the other way. We play the over in this matchup because they've adjusted too far. For the game, you go with Oklahoma City minus the 3.5. Discounted price. They were minus 7.5 in Game 1, minus 7.5 in Game 2, minus 4.5 at home in Game 5. But coming back, remember, OKC off a loss in the playoffs, phenomenal. Last 2 seasons, 10-0 straight up, 8-2 against the spread, winning by 19 points per game. I would take the Thunder. I would take the over.
And where do role players play their best? They play their best at home, and that's what
Exactly
they need from the bench because their bench got outscored last
Did you
night.
play basketball?
But just a tad.
But I think, Vinny made a really important point. The threes can so easily skew everything that we wind up seeing. We'll have all morning to do this, but Wendy, give me just one take on Victor. What are after he set the tone last night and came out the way, what do we say about this 22-year-old kid?
Yeah, well, he obviously came out 11 points, 5 rebounds, and a steal and a block in the first quarter. He knew that the game was in his hands. He knew the entire building would follow how he played. He grabbed it by the throat and took it, and his team came along with him. I think a big factor that happened in this game and go tomorrow was that Dylan Harper was reignited. He had since that adductor injury. He had not been there. He looked great last night. If he can take that energy to tomorrow, it's big. I don't know about Victor's energy. It rises and falls, but I would be stunned if he doesn't rise to the occasion tomorrow.
Dylan Harper had 18 points. And again, Wemby played just 28 minutes. All right, much more on the basketball as we go. We will also get to the Knicks, where fingers are